IVM.
So the international break is over and football is back to break our Arsenal and United hearts yet again. I'm also back from China. That was my international break. Liverpool are looking more and more like champions-elect, and Mourinho is back, baby. You know what's that one similarity between Football Shootball, Mourinho and Shah Rukh Khan? You can love us, you can hate us, but you can't ignore us. Actually, you can ignore us, but only during this first break of the day. We'll be right back with the boys. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody, welcome to another amazing week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, you know what? I'm tired of asking you to follow us. This time I expect you to follow us. Please make sure you follow us. If you're not following us, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. Seriously, I'm sure many of you would like that, but that's the only threat I have. We'd also like to thank our sponsors of the network this week. Thank you, Storytel. Thank you, Intel. We're really grateful for your support. This week on Cyrus is joined by Prakash Malia. Prakash is the Managing Director for Intel India's Sales and Marketing Group. Prakash and Cyrus get into talking about Prakash's travel habits and also talking a little bit about Prakash's hobby of photography. It's a really fun conversation. Do check it out. On Agla Station Adulthood, hosts Ayushi and Ritasha talk about confidence and self-esteem and how it's different from self-awareness. On the Boundless podcast, Natasha shares the problem of being a brown immigrant in a foreign land and how to cope with it. She also recites her poem on being average and calls it a new voice. This week on GBCD, Farhad and Sunetru take us through the deep understanding of being intimate with other people and recreating those spaces. On States of Anarchy, Hamsani is joined by Ameya Nayak to discuss international law and how it measures up in current geopolitics. On Football Shootball, hosts Gaurav, Karthik and Siva talk about Jose Mourinho's shock appointment as the Spurs coach. And of course, the big game last Saturday, Man City versus Chelsea. On The Habit Coach, Ashton talks about voting and acknowledging the choices that we make with a mindful approach. On Pragati Podcast, we have repeat guest Ameya Nayak, who talks to Pawan about refugees, distress, migrants, and movement of people across the world. On Ganatantra this week, Alok and Saryu are joined by Dr. Srinath Raghavan to discuss politics of the armed forces, nationalism, the impact of social media on perceptions of the army, and more. On Storytellers and Storysellers, Vineet is joined by actress and storyteller Asas Channa and also VP Content and Strategies at One Digital Entertainment, Sudeep Lahiri. Together, they talk about the influencer ecosystem and discuss strategies that can help brands collaborate with influencers better. On the Geek Fruit podcast, Thinkar and Tejas talk about all the notable dragons that we have watched in movies and TV shows throughout the years. And with that, let's get you on with your show.
Welcome back, boys. After that Chinese international break, we're in the studio today with Sapre Shlok, producer Shlok, popularly hashtagged as, and of course there's me, Shivram. Iyer is dialing from Bangalore, so please bear with us while he put up with his bad internet and his worst jokes. How have you guys been, man? It's been such a long time since I saw you last.
I've been good. Yeah, football's back. You're back, so we're happy. You also got... But you didn't get gifts for us this time, so we're not as happy as we should have been.
No, the gift is me. They sent me back. That is the gift. There's a gift to a lot of people. My parents are very happy. This episode is called Satte mein Sattra. You would have already obviously seen it because you clicked on it. You couldn't wait to click on it. You couldn't wait to share it with your friends. But sun lo ek baar pura. You might want to change your mind later. I'll let Iyer explain this because he came up with the name Satte mein Sattra. We are surprised every day because Sapre and I have that claim to fame of being Bollywood buffs.
Also, I'm the Sapre in surprise though.
Oh, okay. If you're still listening, Iyer comes up with these episode names in Hindi and he wants to take, he likes to take pride in naming those episodes, and we're of course 100% behind him in this crusade because this is the three of us. We don't have a replacement just yet, maybe later. But Iyer, why is this episode called Satte mein Sattra?
You put me in the spot here, no? There is no meaning. I told you it's a force fit. It is because there's a movie called Satte Pe Satta and Satta rhymes with Sattra. It does, no? Yeah.
Hey, you never said this. You said you have a story to this and why don't you have this name and you guys should stop thinking of a new name.
Read the WhatsApp chats. I said Satte Pe Sattra. It's a force fit. That's all I said.
Talking about force fit and Satta today in Maharashtra. I mean, very critical. Discussing a lot of things which are not supposed to be on this podcast. But the one thing that you did say and that did make sense was that company released 17 years ago. And I'm guessing everyone has watched Company here, right?
Not the Vincent Company.
No, not Company. Not Company.
Oh, we watched both actually.
This is D Company.
I love Company.
Yeah.
This was when Vivek Oberoi was tolerable on screen.
Hey, he was good in shootout at Lukhandwal also. We've discussed this before.
Maya Dolas.
Yeah, actually.
Correct. So he was good. I really like company for him. And of course, Karthik is going to be our favorite Mohan Lal because he's got that South Indian twang going.
लोहा गरम है.
मेरे पास 42 टेप है तुम्हारे हेलो हाई के. Karthik said,
Oh yeah, Loha Garam hai is the dialogue from Sholay. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're right. It's also a dialogue in Mohan Lal only says it exactly like that. Loha garam hai. Exactly like that he says that.
Maar do hatoda.
Exactly.
But I think Company is the dialogues in Company, of course, are one of the most popular, and that's like Ram Gopal Verma's signature. Right? All his earlier movies had some fantastic dialogues. And story. And this one dialogue is what I'm going to use to start this episode and talk about football. This is what Vivek Oberoi says. अगर कंपनी मेरे बिना चल सकती है तो मैं भी कंपनी के बिना चल सकता हूँ. This is what Pochettino has told Daniel Levy. And Mourinho is here. Thank you for all of that. Nice. Yeah. Drama is back to the Premier League. I love it. Yeah, there was less drama, but
it's Takeshi's castle again.
Mourinho is back. He's got his first win also. And he apologized to the fans after the match. I don't know for why. Did you guys know?
He apologized?
Yeah, I think...
Mourinho apologized?
Yeah.
Galti se hi hoga. This is truth is stranger than fiction.
But I'm glad he's back. Yeah, there's so much more entertaining...
it's like Big Boss.
It's like Big Boss actually.
Yeah, it's like voyeuristic. You're hearing this man say stuff to other people and not being nice. I mean...
I was just hoping they would lose the first match so that there would be far more drama.
They tried really hard to lose the first match. I can assure you of that. Spurs are lucky to have Mourinho, or is Mourinho lucky to have a job with Spurs?
A good question. Very difficult. I think Spurs are lucky to have Mourinho. Like when Mourinho started his career, not the Porto days, but when he came to Chelsea and then he went to Inter and Madrid, nobody would have thought he would ever come to a team like Spurs.
I don't think even he thought he'll come
even
to a team.
Even he thought that he'll come to a team like Spurs.
Respect.
They've been doing well over the past 4-5 seasons, but they're still trophyless. So that's
correct.
One motivation probably left for him to do. He's in his late 50s now?
हाँ मतलब उम्र हो गई तो ऐसे ये थोड़े ना होता है.
उम्र हो गई है. लंदन में घर है अभी. कौन वापस
लंदन में घर है.
ब्रोकर को पैसा दो फिर नल का फिटिंग करो.
नेक्स्ट तो आर्सेनल फिर इसके बाद.
So I think Spurs have gotten lucky with
and they started off with a bang in 3-0 before they decided to give up. I think the bus got left behind. Mourinho forgot to get his bus along. The defense was in shambles.
The defense was in shambles, but they'll improve. He'll change a lot of things. But before the match, it said, I'm going to get the old Dele Alli back. And we saw some glimpses of that in this game.
Yeah, he played really well. I think for me, he was the standout player of that game.
We were expecting Son to score, but good that Harry Kane is back, with the goals. But Dele Alli had a good game, and he also kept Eriksen on the bench. So without Eriksen, he could play a
full
decent...
fire. That is full Mourinho way of, killing that vibe of will he, won't he. He's like, Jana ja, bahar bet.
So I'm happy Mourinho is here. I don't know where Pochettino is going to go, but maybe we still have a lot of time to discuss that.
Karthik, where do you think Pochettino is going to go?
So, but I'll go back to your point before we get to Poch about Dele Alli. Shiva, you've been on this Dele Alli bandwagon for the entire week. Now, I'll tell you why. Because on the weekend, I think you went a wee bit overboard. Okay, with your praise for Dele Alli. Here are 4 messages, okay, that I have screen grabbed on our WhatsApp chats from you.
You sound like people on Twitter today who are screen grabbing WhatsApp chats.
Okay, so Sapri, you may not remember this, but this is what Shiva was saying throughout the entire game on WhatsApp. Okay, he said that Dele Alli is playing like the Dele Alli from the year before last. This was 20 minutes into the game. He went on to say that he is better than Son even.
He was very good.
Then he is saying that he's advising the two of us, basically on our group, asking us to take Dele Alli in our sides because we can't afford Son.
Which you can't.
And then he goes on to say that Spurs on fire under Mourinho. This is just 60 minutes into the first game of Jose Mourinho's reign as Tottenham manager. Now, if that's not hyperbole, I do not know what is.
And coming from an Arsenal fan, definitely so.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first game of the weekend. I was just so happy that football is back that I was praising anything and everything that I could say before, of course, the opposition decided to wake everyone up. And pretty good goals, man.
Good goals. But the better goal, the best of the 5 goals that happened in the match was from Antonio.
Yeah.
Which was the first goal that West Ham scored. I think it was a brilliant take.
He's back. The beast is back.
The beast is back. But yeah, let's get back to our question. And Karthik, where is Pochettino heading, or where should he go? Hum advise dete. We don't know where he's going, right? But let's advise because
Correct.
we're good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sapre, when you remember on I think Friday night when we were watching Dortmund burn against Paderborn in the Bundesliga, I think you made an excellent point saying that Mauricio Pochettino, his style suits the high pressing, high intensity style of Borussia Dortmund, and that would be pretty fun to see. Although I get a feeling that he is probably going to hold out for a higher profile club
like Arsenal. अभी तो तूने बोला high attacking, no pressing. That is Arsenal. Actually, you said low pressing. Oh, they are high attacking for sure.
Your last option was Thierry Henry, who's also gone to Montreal.
हाँ मतलब वो मोनाको पे उसका record is not path breaking ना तो it's okay.
No, Pochettino, I truly believe he'll do good at Dortmund. I also think he'll do good at Napoli with all the problems that are going on at Napoli, and
there are a lot of clubs, a lot of problems. अपने Premier League में देख ले.
And also I heard that Daniel Levy did want to bring Ancelotti to Spurs, but apparently he was more expensive than Mourinho.
क्या बात कर?
हाँ, उम्र ज़्यादा है ना.
अच्छा हो, antique pieces sir. Very nice.
So Mourinho was the second choice, which means Ancelotti is
waiting for Arsenal.
Waiting for Arsenal. Maybe he'll come to Arsenal. Who knows?
Everyone's fighting for Arsenal.
Yeah.
और कितना हार सकते हैं ये लोग?
तो Napoli जा सकता है, वो भी अच्छा टीम है. They're doing well. He's used to teams who are not winning the league, so
Arsenal is the perfect choice. we have not used to winning anything for a long time now. Chalo, let's talk about people who are actually winning something or might win something this year. City and Chelsea. Good game. Highlight of the weekend.
Good game, yeah. Very different game for City actually, with lower possession but still extremely impactful.
Yeah, start attack.
Which also shows that City can win games when they are pushed against the wall. Chelsea, I think, lacked a little bit of experience, but I think it's a good match. Almost the first half seemed like a basketball match, yeah.
इधर से उधर between this is that कसौल वाला कसौली वाला basketball match
वैसे
between the kids and the slightly elder kids,
and the goal that City scored is so relevant on the day that we're recording.
Correct.
Scored by the great player Mahrez.
Maha life, Maha rules.
Inspired by what's happening in Maharashtra.
Karthik, you know what is happening in Maharashtra, right?
Yeah, it's Game of Thrones level. Yeah. This is
Which OTT can I watch this on? I saw a bunch of tweets. That is not my joke. I read it somewhere. It is not my joke. Please don't attack me on Twitter. And if you want to reach out to me on Twitter, I'm at Fickleberry Han. But I think I'm in the news now because someone's taken a screenshot of my WhatsApp like Karthik did and outed me on live, not live, but like a podcast network. So that should make me a blue tick celebrity.
He threatened you with screen grabs on a podcast.
Yeah, that is amazing. nice.
We hit a new low.
Yeah, or a new high. Depends on how you look at it. But sticking with City versus Chelsea, KDB, a must have in your team. You should never remove him only, I think.
Must have, yeah, at least a goal or an assist every game for the past 12 games if you look at his record.
Wow.
He's just playing sensational when he's fit. He just had one bad game against Liverpool because he was playing in that free role, but that was against Liverpool. He didn't have a bad game, just Liverpool had a good game really.
Yeah.
But he came back and he was running this game against a good Chelsea side and a stable midfield that Chelsea had.
Yeah.
So definitely De Bruyne, yeah.
How are you coming up with all these facts when we know for a fact that Karthik is the resident statistician because he's also South Indian, so stereotypically good at math. How are you what is this side में LinkedIn learning course you're doing?
संगत का असर.
संगत का असर. अरे खरबूजा देखकर ही खरबूजा रंग पकड़ता है. Very nice. Karthik, sorry, I don't know how to explain that. We'll send you a text after
something
this.
Watermelon something, right? Like
yes.
That's what you said.
Say something to watermelon.
No, that will be tarbuza. Kharbuza is muskmelon.
Kharbandar. No.
That is Kulbhushan.
It could either be Porbandar, it could be Godbandar.
Or it is Kulbhushan Kharbanda.
Yeah.
वैसे भी राजा जी आप गोश्त तो नहीं खाते.
Hey, you stick to beans aloo, man.
Beans aloo.
And mint chicken.
Aguero is out of contention.
Aguero is out injured, not playing the Manchester derby, yeah?
Are 9 game weeks and 40 days, including the game week which just went by. It's a FPL bonanza, football bonanza, no breaks till the end of the year.
No, but feel bad for Aguero. United was his game to get back on the charts.
Yeah, but no,
Sterling
a word on Aguero though. Is it the worst thing that he's hurt for City? Because I was reading somewhere, I think he's been involved in just one of City's last 16 goals. So he's clearly nowhere close to we know how good
they must have scored those 16 goals in 2 games.
Also Gabriel Jesus, apart from the last game that he started, every other game that he started, he had scored.
Oh, competition to
tagda hai.
Student of the year.
This is the guy that Pep was okay to let go of.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I mean, in which universe can Jesus directly replace Aguero? I mean, irrespective of the facts that you are throwing in my face, both of you, amazing Aryabhattas.
Fact masters.
Aguero is good, yeah. You can't write him off like that. I mean, just a couple of.
No, but my only point is this could be a very crucial period because if Jesus comes in this busy period and performs, scores like 10 goals in say 11 or 12 games, then Aguero doesn't find his place back in the side.
With pep teams, everyone finds a spot for them eventually.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you can score
Champions League
hat-tricks.
hai, Carabao Cup hai, Liverpool playing 2 games on the same day. Sab kuch chance milega.
But what if Jesus is injured?
Sterling.
As a striker?
Yeah. I think the only reason why Sterling isn't performing is because Sane is off with an injury, and a lot of tap-ins I remember from last year were crossed by Sane, and the fact that Mendy is not with the same distribution, I think that has an effect on how Sterling's also performing.
So Sterling played on the right last season. He's playing on the left this season. He's got a good rapport with David Silva, who isn't starting every game for City.
Yeah.
So that's also something which is not in
But
his
they
favor.
won.
They won, and they've good game. Worthy winner City.
But still
Chelsea's not doing bad
still
either.
9 points off pool.
That's okay. It's
City.
pool, yeah.
You're hoping them to capitalize.
I'm not hoping.
No, not capitalize. What is the word?
I know they'll drop points.
Capitalizes? No. Capitulate. Capitulate. You're hoping that they will capitulate. That is the word of the day, capitulate.
Capitulate is the word of the day. No, I'm saying I know pool, they will drop points. VR कब तक help करेगा तुमको यार?
Liverpool.
Nonsense.
Yeah, if City have to step it up, they have to do it now. If there's Sanju from Jojita Wai Sikandar, this is a good time to change the gear real quick because आगे तो घाटियां काफी मुश्किल आने वाली हैं. Now that we're talking about pool, other than the fact that we are very pointedly disappointed in how VAR has destroyed a lot of good games, winning again, 12 wins and 1 draw in 13 games, untouchable.
Yeah, I think including last season's games, over 20 games now?
Yeah.
They've just dropped 2 points.
They're playing Leicester very, very soon. So
They're playing Leicester. Yeah, those matches like Leicester's playing Liverpool and City back to back.
Back to back, yeah.
Yeah, it's on Boxing Day, Liverpool-Leicester, which is a match to look out for.
Karthik, do you know why it's called Boxing Day?
I've definitely read this somewhere when I was covering Test cricket at some point, but I've forgotten.
Because the day before is obviously Christmas.
Yeah.
So the following day you put all the decorations in boxes. So it's basically Boxing Day because you're putting everything back.
Oh, okay.
It could be true. I could have just made it up. You will never know.
Twitter पे check करूँगा मैं.
Twitter, the best place for information.
Facts, yeah.
The 11 games for pool between now and the 3rd of Jan, and after they postponed a game against West Ham. So it could have been 14. And like I said, they're playing 2 games on the same day. How can Henderson be at 2 places at once?
It's 1 day apart actually, so I think some of them can be in Qatar and in England at the same time.
No, it's on the same day, isn't it?
No, they have made it so that it's
apart.
1 day after the other. But what is going to probably happen is probably the bigger players will go for the Club World Cup. And maybe, because anyway in the Carabao Cup, Liverpool have been playing the kids. We saw it against Arsenal, who they still beat them even with the kids.
Yeah.
And so I think Liverpool will continue playing the kids in the Carabao Cup and send the bigger players for the Club World Cup, because I know particularly in England they scoff at the Club World Cup, but I think for the players it's a pretty prestigious trophy, beating every other best club side in the world. So as a player, I think you would rather want to play in the Club World Cup than against Aston Villa.
The
in
Mickey
the
Mouse
Carabao
Cup, as it is popularly
Also, you get
known.
miles when you fly, so I'm sure Scousers are looking forward to that. Shindi.
I don't think they're worried about miles when you play for Liverpool.
Everybody cares for miles.
So, miles to go before we sleep. United and Arsenal. बात करना है नहीं करना है छोड़ देते हैं.
छोड़ देते हैं.
हाँ, because we've already been criticized.
Managers ने छोड़ दिया, हम क्यों पकड़ रहे हैं?
Correct. We've already been criticized. Now, this is an Arsenal United podcast.
Yeah.
So whoever wrote that, this is dedicated to you. We are not going to talk about Arsenal United because there is enough and more being said. We've already discussed.
Come on. United had the most fun game of the weekend.
You did not watch the game
They
last
did,
night.
they did,
Is
actually.
because you missed it, because last night's game with Villa and Newcastle was incredibly fun.
Yeah, but can it beat a 3-3? No. Like that Sheffield and United game was something else. Yeah, like it was entertainment from start to finish. I know you guys don't want to talk about it. I love your show notes. This shit bollocks to both, which is fine. But okay. Let's have some fun with this. Then a question for you both. Okay, so Phil Jagielka, he started for Sheffield for the first time, his boyhood club since 2007. He came back from playing from Everton. That's a gap of 4,578 days.
How many years is that?
2007. So how many? 14 years. Okay, so this is the second longest gap of a single player.
2021. Anyway,
this is the second longest gap of a single player playing for two clubs. Okay, so who has the first longest gap between playing for his first and then coming back to that?
Robbie Savage.
Nah.
Aguero, when he got rotated.
He's a big name.
Hey, this is that shit. He's at Tottenham.
Okay, I'll give you one last clue. He used to play very famously for Sheffield's opponents this weekend.
Big name, Sheffield's opponent?
Who did? So he played for Manchester United.
Scholes?
Now name this player. No, Scholes only played for United.
No, so what is the question again? I'm sorry.
This is the longest gap for a player having played for the same club twice. Okay, so he played for this club and then he went back again after 4,837 days. Name this player.
So basically, United player went away, came back and played at United is what the question
Or
is.
it could be the other way around, where he came to United for big money and then went back to his boyhood club. Probably roams around in America now, will be coming back to England very soon. I don't know how many more hints I can
Rooney!
give. Yes.
Thank God. Only an Arsenal fan can remember Rooney.
Yeah.
I mean, after that Everton goal, if everyone
better
remembers.
things to know about Rooney. I don't want to remember this. But yeah, got me. Good question though.
Good question. And if you were bored while you were waiting for us to think of the answer.
5,000 रुपए जीत गए.
अगला पड़ाव. आपके साथ कौन है स्टूडियो में? Karthik Iyer, Bangalore se. So yeah, sorry. While you were waiting for us to, think about that answer, I guess thinking on a podcast is not very conducive because everyone's just like,
No, but I get it. Thinking is not conducive, but someone should tell Sapre that listening is at least conducive. To the question.
Ouch. That was below the belt.
You said it well. I don't think there should be somebody else to tell me again.
Wow, that is harsh.
Yeah.
Don't enjoy that.
Oh, it's not,
that was hard. Yeah. You can't do that. It's being said, so you are apologetic after that.
I'm sorry.
No, we'll all apologize really soon. We're going into FPL.
Okay.
We'll apologize for our teams, this league that we created. And before I get into the nitty-gritties, I mean, those are the nitty-gritties. It's not really much information to talk about the FPL. We decided that we will delete the league in January when no one is watching. Because sab chutti mode mein honge, we'll just delete it. So we're doing horribly. And let me start with where I am I'm out of the top 10. So I'm 12th this week. Karthik Iyer, where are you placed in the league?
I thought I did well, but I've fallen to 88th for some reason. Like, I don't get FPL anymore.
So Karthik, that is great. So how did you think that you did well?
Because I remember I messaged you guys and I said some 5 players of mine had scored or 6 players have scored or some shit like that. And I thought I had done well. But then when I go and check the score, I don't think there's something not adding up.
Yeah, maybe because you had 2 Sheffield and 2 United defenders, that is why the 3-3 was so much fun. Sapre, where are you?
I'm doing much better than Karthik. I'm 79th.
Oh wow, you're in the 70s.
Yeah.
You have to spin it, like say 70s. Let's wait for Shlok to spin it. Producer Shlok, where are you in the league?
I'm in the 100s.
You're in the 100s. He's 200s. That also means there are so many people that, they're jostling for space.
Yeah.
It's like
Shlok is 101. What's
Yeah.
your rank?
101.
101. 101. Shagun hai, Shagun.
Out XOX.
Master Shlok. Oh yeah, that reminded me, that little tidbit before we go into FPL and talk about it. Of course, this podcast is called Football Shootball. It's a mixture of football and shootball. Shootball is Bollywood.
Correct.
And we've had producer Shlok who's been on this podcast for the last 17 weeks, including this week. But here's a tidbit that no one knew. We had Bollywood sitting in the studio all this while, and we could have just turned around and said hi, but we didn't. We just can't recognize talent.
Yeah.
Shlok, from what I know and from what Karthik has pulled up immediately, is that you have an IMDb page. Why do you have an IMDb page? And Karthik, of course, is jealous because he was in theatre and he's telling us that anyone can make an IMDb page.
Also, Iyer was talking about how we auditioned for Saath Khoon Maaf.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't get through.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to play the younger version of Jimmy Shergill.
Oh, really?
That's right.
Guess who played the younger version of John Abraham in Zinda? If you remember the movie, the remake of Old Boy, the Korean movie. None other than Master Shlok. Shlok, how old were you then?
I was 9.
You were 9.
Yeah.
Karthik, what were you doing when you were 9? Waiting outside theatres, na? He was inside playing on the big screen. That we've gotten that.
No, but henceforth, we should, instead of referring to him as producer Shlok, we should talk about him and refer to him as Master Shlok.
Yeah.
Because his IMDb page is called Master Shlok Chaturvedi.
Yeah, what a Master Shlok by Shlok. I've been trying to make that wordplay happen since I sat here. Okay, we'll quickly go into FPL after that quick page 3 update. Number 1 on this week as well continues to be a very good friend. I'm so happy that someone we know is winning this. Is Alap Roy with 71 points. And he's the first to cross the 800-point milestone, which is fantastic, guys.
Which is, yeah.
So how do we delete this guy?
We don't. We ask him to rename his team name to IVM Podcast or one of our names. Not our names, actually your name.
I'll just take over his team. Now, no one will know the difference.
If you take over his team, he'll come 14th again. So, let him continue managing the team.
Big words coming from the 79th place player. And of course, there's one more thing that we want to talk about. Is a John Abraham connection to this podcast. We have someone who played younger John Abraham. We have someone who could probably be his cousin. Arjun Jacob Abraham is number 2. 56 points this week. Not too bad. Pretty okay. 782. Number 3 is newbie. Sumukh Nashikkar. I'm just going to call him Nashikkar before.
He's not newbie. He's been doing well for past 3-4 game weeks we have been taking his name.
Yeah. Main Mane, again Liverpool fan. 66 points on 4th position. And 5th also Liverpool fan, Gaurav Mo Salah, or as Karthik says, warm Mo Salah or hot Mo Salah. I don't know what you said last week. Karthik Jagtap, another dear friend. Yeah, it's like a friendly league. Everyone we know is doing well. Or we just know people who do well. It could either be one of the two.
I think that's
yeah, so top 5 is pretty hectic, yeah, between 800 and 767 points. This is gonna, I think, get hotter over the next 8 game weeks, which are now in the next 33 days.
Yeah, December will prove how worthy each of us are. I hope I'll be like in the 70s, even in January. I don't see myself climbing up too much.
Oh my, that is just...
Karthik, you should aim for 85 or something. Your birth year, Karthik, go for your birth year, whatever that it is. 71, 72.
90.
93.
90 only.
90.
So if you want to get a piece of this amazing, exciting Football Shootball Fantasy FPL League, you can go to fantasy.premierleague.com, put in the code 4WGD9N to enter the league. That's 4 as in the number 4, W as in
Walker,
G as in
Gundozi,
D as in
Dunk,
9 as in
the number 9.
Very nice. And N for...
I was going to say Narayan, but I'm going to end up saying NDD.
Alright, not bad. It's better than Ndombele. So put that code in, join the league, see if you can do better than Sapre, Karthik, or our very own Bollywood celebrity, Master Shlok Chaturvedi. Lot of amazing games coming up. I have a bunch of picks that I've outlined, and I'll come back to you guys of what you guys think about that. Aguero's out, so I totally think Sterling will play that position. Lundstram, Lord Lundstram. He has more points than Salah,
Yeah.
Aguero and Sterling. And FPL, the official channel, put out a tweet because they identified Lundstram incorrectly as a defender. Some guy did because he's technically a number 7 and he's a midfielder. He's an attacking midfielder. The guy who marked him as a defender in the back end actually got a promotion because he made a lot of people really happy with how Lundstram is doing because he gets clean sheets and so it's like 850 रुपए हो गया यार उसका महीने का वेतन.
100 रुपए conveyance का अलग. Very nice.
Oh wait, this is my time to embarrass you guys. Name one more player in the EPL who wore the number 7 but played as a defender.
I think I should let Karthik answer this question.
I'll wait while you guys think.
I don't know. Victor Moses? No. I don't know.
Who?
James Milner.
Nahi. James Milner plays everywhere. Yaar.
Hey, that's not fair.
Matlab, not as a backup defender. I'm not saying because...
Yeah, okay, fair enough. That's...
Yeah. It was actually Leandro Bacuna who was number 7 and played for Aston Villa right back. He's also a midfielder, but he goes back and forth. But he played as a right back for the longest time. Super short on that guy. I think everyone should get in on Leicester if you haven't already gotten in. Vardy, Chilwell, Soyuncu, Madison, Perez, please get all of them in. Figure a way out to get 5 Leicester players in. I think they'll all get points. Unfortunate that Madison didn't get a goal. It was his birthday over the weekend. VAR prevailed. But VAR also helped me because then Vardy took that kick again, the penalty again, and he scored. Super run for them. They're playing Everton next, who actually lost to a struggling Norwich. Karthik's favourite player, Cantwell, scored in that.
Karthik Cantwell scored. Okay.
Yeah.
He scored.
Yeah, one of you.
That's why you are still in the 80s and I am in the 70s. Cantwell scored.
One of you can, one of you can't. Well.
Yeah.
They're playing Everton, Watford, Villa, Norwich before they end up playing City and Pool around Christmas. So both sides of Christmas. Before that, I think this is a good time to cash in on the points if you haven't got.
No, but even if they're playing City and Liverpool, why should you not have a Vardy or just captain Vardy?
Yeah, go for it.
Or a Madison. They have, apart from United, they can score against any team in this league. Yeah.
ठीक है. Chalo, that is where we lost you. This is a United Arsenal podcast, guys. The third set of players I would
recommend.
Wasn't
Ashley Young a number 7 who used to keep playing at right back permanently after a while?
I meant a good defender, Karthik. No, that is actually right. You could have named any one of those. You're right.
Young was 7, no?
Yeah,
no, of course. No. Young couldn't have been 7 at United.
Valencia was 7.
Oh, Valencia was 7.
Yeah.
What was Young? 8.
Young was shit.
Is. But isn't he the United captain now?
He is, of course.
Because he's the oldest, or?
Because we still have that video of the United winning 8-2 against Arsenal and the beautiful goal that Young scored.
Yeah, this podcast is all about Arsenal United.
Move on.
What is this? They're fucking unsubscribe only now.
Nonsense.
Jimenez, Jota, and I don't know how to pronounce these names. Moutinho. Jota, Jimenez or Moutinho. It can't be Jimenez and Jota. Like, you're from the same place. Like, pick a side.
Okay, I don't think they are. One is Mexican, one is Portugal. So it's not really.
I meant they play in the same team, Karthik. Don't be racist. 3 attacking returns in 3 games for Moutinho. He's actually playing very well and he has a good run up coming. Of course, Wolves are placed 4th. I don't know which alternate universe we're in. Arsenal is 8th, United is 9th, Tottenham
Wolves
is
5th, you mean, right?
Wolves is 5th, sorry. They're 5th.
Sheffield is 6th.
Yeah.
Let's just list out the entire 11th is, 12th is, 13th is. The one player from Arsenal, because this is an Arsenal United podcast, I want to give a shout out. And you should have him in your team is Lacazette. I mean, apart from the fact that he was disappointed after scoring against Southampton because he saved Emery's job, Arsenal have a good... I mean, you can't say Arsenal have a good run. Arsenal are playing teams who have performed poorly against other teams.
So that's much better. Thank you.
If you think
I like that context.
Arsenal, no one takes FPL defenders. How do you expect Arsenal to then play with those defenders? Yeah, it's so sad.
You can say anything you want. Nobody's going to pick.
Lacazette ले लो, सस्ता है, मिल जाएगा 9 million something में.
थोड़ा 2 महीना रुको, 4 पे आ जाएगा. फिर ले लो उसको bench पे.
He's not Greenwood. Okay. Greenwood also scored.
Scored.
Did you have him in your team?
I did not have it in my team. I didn't think he would come and start, but I'm glad he did.
Yeah. Scored also.
So United players and United fans are really happy. It's a good story.
United fans, plural. There's more than one of you. Oh my God. I hope they don't have a podcast.
They do. One of them does actually.
Oh no! This was not planned at all, guys.
Yeah, but enough of these shitty stories. If you want to be introduced to better stories, then you should check out Storytellers and Story Sellers, which is a new podcast hosted by Vineet Kanabar. On his show, he talks to two guests, one from the creative side, which is the storyteller, and one from the business side, which is the story seller of the entertainment industry. Catch Storytellers and Story Sellers live every Thursday to get insights into the business of entertainment on the IVM Podcast Network or wherever you get your podcast from. FYI, Vineet Kanabar is a United fan.
Wow, very nice. And both of us know Vineet independently.
Yeah, we do.
Very nice.
I'm very proud of him. It's a good. I saw the first episode. I heard the first episode actually. It went very well actually.
Yeah, I think I'll put that on my list. Karthik, you don't know Vineet, so you have no obligation to listen to this. Good comment. On that comment, we'll be right back after this break.
Advertising is dead. Yep, you heard me right. Advertising is dead. We're all in the content business now. Let's not call it news, TV, radio, etc., etc. It's all content, and we're in the middle of this weirdly exciting phase where all the borders and lines that have been drawn over decades has been swept away by this lovely thing called the internet. We're a show where we don't dwell on just the stuff that is now, but rather the wider stuff about advertising, media, content, and the whole goddamn circus surrounding it. Tune in every Tuesday for our weekly unboxing of the mystery box we used to call advertising. I'm Varun Dugirala, co-founder and content chief at The Glitch, and this is my new podcast, Advertising is Dead.
Good job, Karthik. Thank you.
Welcome, Karthik.
Welcome. Yeah, no, but the reason I'm actually laughing, Shiva, is because I don't know why suddenly I just thought of this joke of yours. I know you refused to talk about Arsenal, then went on a rant of Arsenal, but I thought you played it extremely well where you said where after Arsenal drew versus Southampton over the weekend, you said this is the perfect time for an overnight coup by Pochettino at Arsenal. That really summarized what you guys are facing in Maharashtra right now.
Yeah.
Plus what Arsenal is facing back in North London as well.
We need a flow test, man.
But yeah, enough of the Premier League. Let's get around Europe first before we come to India. I think we will start with La Liga, where I think the story of the weekend was Real Madrid and how Gareth Bale would be received. If you remember during the international break, he posed with a banner that says Wales, Golf, Madrid in that order. And as you would expect, the media at Real Madrid and the fans as well were not too pleased. He came on. There were a few jeers.
It was really
whistles.
funny though. I stand by the fact that it was really funny. I think it was just jest. And he picked that banner from the audience, right? He saw it, he laughed at it, then he said, I'll pose with it. So I think it was really funny.
No, it was. And obviously certain people in Madrid do have a sense of humor still, because some of the fans had put out a banner themselves saying Rodrigo, Vinicius, Lucas, and then Bale in that order. Nice. Yeah, so the cameras caught that as well. So, but there were a few jeers, there were a few whistles. I think Madrid had an impressive 3-1 victory against Real Sociedad, who themselves are doing extremely well this season. And Bale contributed to the third goal. He was applauded after that. So, and I think Zidane has come out and said, let's stop with these jeers and whistles. He's playing for the team, so as long as he's here, let's work together. And we are seeing an improvement in Real Madrid as a whole ever since the way they started the season compared to how they're doing now.
In the table,
and generally while they play, I mean, the table in La Liga is a bit, I don't know what the word for it is, because how are Barcelona leading? We watched Barcelona play? They look absolutely crap.
Pretty strong opinion about Barcelona.
They did struggle against Leganes, who are bottom of the table still over the weekend. They came away with a victory, of course, because only two players of Barcelona seem to want to play football, and one is Messi, the other one is Arturo Vidal, who has been pretty impressive this season. But if this side is leading the league, I think that it's a bit the La Liga is in a bit of a flux at the moment. They're probably not the two best sides in Europe, for sure. And I think the third reason, because Sapre's beloved Atletico Madrid simply do not want to win games or get up in the table.
They're focusing on the Champions League. They're playing games tonight and tomorrow, and I can't wait to watch games. It's at 1:30, but I can't wait to watch. Shlok's face just fell. Why, you have a night shoot or what? Night schedule? Master Shlok? He's like, I'm so busy. But my point is, they're focusing on the Champions League, and it's going to be fantastic watching them because there's no Arsenal involved. And there's some big ties, right, over the weekend. Juve is playing PSG.
No, that's Real Madrid.
Madrid is playing PSG.
Madrid is playing PSG. So Mbappe's present team and future team are playing each other. So
Okay,
that'll be a good
could be.
game.
That could
Yeah,
be,
Zidane
yeah.
came out and said, I love Mbappe.
Yeah.
I didn't click on the article because that is all I need from that article.
That's one good game to watch. Liverpool-Napoli is another good game to watch.
Yeah.
Also, Barcelona is
They're playing Dortmund?
They're playing Dortmund.
Wow. That'll be a cracker.
But because Dortmund won their match against Inter, this would be a cool. Had they lost that match, then it would have been slightly more boring.
Yeah.
But it's going to be very interesting.
Now is that time, right, where the points start adding up and then the group starts taking shape and then so much
I don't know.
more
I'm just about
Usually
Thursday nights, so.
points add up from the first game itself, but it's...
Oh, you made math joke.
Yeah.
No, what I mean is, like, you can't really tell if it's important or not, right? A lot of
See,
teams.
it's one zinger for Sapre and one zinger for you, bro.
Oh, wow.
It
KFC
works
delivers
that
here?
way. Yeah.
I did not know that. I want low-fat chicken.
Weren't we talking about McDonald's the last episode?
We were?
Weren't we talking about the crispy?
Yeah,
paneer,
you guys were
whatever?
talking about that crab
Hey, shut up, yaar. Mute karo isko.
Acha, just so that everyone knows and quick heads up.
Adrian, mute too.
Oh, nice. Drug लेते हो तुम? बेशरम. चेल्सी के लिए खेलते हो तुम?
Fight
Double
करो.
बेशरम.
Chelsea or Chelsea? No, but yeah, La Liga is funny. Barcelona is playing horrible. I agree with Karthik. Madrid is starting to look like a team, and Benzema is scoring week on week. He scored again. He also had an assist. Hazard is back. Courtois is happy for some odd reason. So that's
On the bench.
No,
He's back in the field.
he is.
Yeah. A few weeks ago, that was just one or two games where he was.
Like a zinger from Zidane.
Yeah.
One for you, one for Bale.
Zidane's happy with Bale.
Yeah.
Now, I just hope Rodriguez also comes up and starts doing something better. I want them to win the league this year. I don't want Barcelona to win the league because I want Griezmann to understand that every time you move for big money doesn't necessarily guarantee
add
you
up.
success.
Yeah.
And then he gets into a fight with probably Neymar at the airport. I just want some drama to happen.
Now, Sapre
enough
is
of
just
that.
retelling the story of Harry Maguire, actually.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, no, enough about... that's the only thing to talk about in La Liga. Atletico is sucking, and why, I don't know. Serie A is much better. Without Ronaldo, UA is still
He
leading.
put up an Instagram post today saying, I'm back.
Yeah.
So I'm taking his word for it. He's back, guys.
No, he's going to miss the Champions League game this week.
Why?
He's not as back as he would like to be.
Oh, my bad. Oh, got it.
He said like my back, which is hurt.
Like in 3 points they picked up with or without Ronaldo.
Yeah, and against a very, very impressive Atlanta side,
yeah.
that too. And Atlanta took the lead before it was the Higuain show with Dybala capping it off to make it 3-1 at the end.
Nice.
But Inter also did win. I think Inter cruised to, I think, a 3-0 victory, was it? But the story, and this is interesting, Sapre, for you this weekend, was our friend Chris Maldini.
Yes.
Roma thrashed Brescia 3-0. He scored 1 and assisted 2 goals.
Imagine he was in your FPL team.
No. Phil Jones also assisted one.
To the opposition.
Yeah, assist is an assist.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but I have a question now for you guys. So this was Chris Smalling's second Serie A goal of the season. He is the first Englishman to score 2 Serie A goals in his single season after Dash. Now, I'll give you clues for this. He's again extremely famous. He's retired at the moment. He was a ex-Manchester United pro.
This is a Manchester United podcast. Arshi, unsubscribe. All these questions about United.
But come on, this is a very simple one. He played for one of the biggest clubs in Italy.
David Beckham.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
इतना बुद्धू नहीं है यार, मतलब ये you can't have 2 singers ना in one episode.
No, yeah, but so I think...
Good guess, Sapre.
Good guess. I was like, बचा लिया यार. Bombay का नाम रख लिया तुमने.
But it's interesting, no? The 2 leagues that we have already spoken about now, La Liga and Serie A, both pretty much 2-horse title races. One league that is not is the Bundesliga. And we have to say, well done, Lewandowski. Well done not for ending your scoring run, but well done for scoring those 16 goals in 11 games. Bayern Munich won 4-0. Lewandowski surprisingly didn't score. But I think the story of the weekend being Borussia Dortmund, who we touched upon at the start of this podcast, coming back from 3-0 down to drawing against Paderborn, it didn't appease the fans. There was a lot of boos. Lucien Fabre's job is at stake here. Mönchengladbach, the league leaders, lost as well. So Leipzig and Bayern have brought the differential at the top down to just a single point.
Nice. After that bulletin, we will go to ISL.
No, but yeah, the ISL is back. Woohoo!
But they play every day, no?
No, but the international break they didn't. No, India went and...
Hey, let's talk about the international break, and I'm sorry we asked you to go and watch the India matches, and we did as well.
Hey, we are proud, yeah. We're loud and proud.
We are proud,
but I think it's time to start asking some questions. Now, this India team, Sapre, like you said, has not scored an open goal since I think the previous Oman tie, which was like 4 fixtures ago. Like, you have to score a goal from open play at some point. Yeah, I mean, this attack is toothless. It's absolutely toothless, and I know we get pretty fanfaristic about watching India, but then I think questions also need to be asked about the coach, about the system that he's playing, and because we're pretty much out of World Cup contention if we ever were currently.
Yeah.
But if it'll be a damn shame if we don't at least finish third in a group that has both Bangladesh and Afghanistan.
But I don't see that happening either.
पिंक बॉल के साथ खेलेंगे तो जीतेंगे क्या?
पिंक बॉल के साथ, then we can win. Also, we have to win a test match.
But can you ask?
90 minutes is not good enough for India to win a match.
See, Karthik, questions you can't ask. Okay, if you ask one question, you will end up asking 100 questions. Where do we stop then, huh?
Yeah.
This is the quote by the famous cricket philosopher Sanjay Manjrekar.
Correct.
Gets into stupid fights with Harsha Bhogle.
Yeah.
Idiot.
I saw a tweet which was amazing. I've never, someone had tweeted this out. I've never seen a TV show which was called Sanjay Ki Khoj. It was also always Harsha Ki Khoj, right? So just because he's not played cricket doesn't. Anyway, that is something we don't want
different
to get
podcast.
Into.
But fair point. I think we all agree with that. At least there's one field in where Harsha Bhogle is at the absolute top. So yeah.
Yeah, we're at the edges and sledges of football.
Yeah. We're at the edges and sledges of this podcast as well. So let's do an ISL wrap quickly. Our man Sunil Chhetri scored to bring the international break back to the ISL for Bangalore FC in the Southern Derby, because our most manufactured rivalry, of course, in the ISL, which was Bangalore FC versus Kerala Blasters.
Why do you say it's manufactured?
Oh, come on. All these rivalries are. We call Mumbai Indians versus Chennai Super Kings El Clasico.
We do?
What?
Or Abhishek Bachchan?
We do. Yeah.
Like we in Bangalore, you're saying?
No. We in the cricketing journalist community, we call it El Clasico.
Really? Why? Shlok is yawning. Shlok is yawning. That describes your El Clasico really well.
So,
but why?
I don't know why. So this is also, this BFC versus Kerala claim is also because of the proximity of the two clubs, and because there are probably... But the thing is, Shiva, they played at the Kantirva, which is just down the road from where I'm sitting. And it was a sea of yellow. I mean, the Kerala Blasters fans absolutely outnumbered the Bangalore FC fans. Bangalore won, an excellent diving header by Sunil Chhetri. Kerala decided not to mark India's best marksman either side of his 5 yards. Okay, if you look around him, you draw a 5-yard radius around him. There was no defender in the box. So that was excellent. So BFC won 1-0. Not much else happened in the ISL except last night where Chennai scored their first goals. They hadn't scored in 4 games. Yeah, they scored their first goals. It was 0-0 versus Hyderabad until injury time.
ISL mein FPL hai kya? Everyone gets clean sheets. No goals only. And Captain Chhetri.
Chennai was a mad game, as Karthik said.
Yeah. Chennai scored in the 92nd minute. Hyderabad equalized in the 95th minute. Then Chennai got the winner in the 96th minute.
Wow. A 1 minute silence for everyone who watched the first 90 minutes. Like highlights dekh lega. Acha, aakhri 6 minute hi hai. Very nice. But India, there's something to cheer about, Karthik. We have our very own slot in the AFC. Second slot actually. Now they'll allow 2 teams where both of them get qualified automatically?
So it's 3 in total. Currently, as it stands for this season, without wanting to bore anyone, as it stands for this season, the ISL group stage winners get into the AFC Champions League preliminary stages. The I-League winners get into the AFC Cup. Now what will happen is we will get another AFC slot from 2021 going onwards. Another club from India. So it'll be 3 clubs from India playing the Asian continental competition, which is great.
Yeah, which is awesome. I mean, more the people, more the chances, right? That's what we thought when we had a country of 1.2 billion ki world
bada market hai hamara.
1.2 billion people, we can't put one team together here in football. What is this?
We should.
Yeah.
Karthik taking his coaching badges, no? So
अभी से आज से शुरू होने वाला है. 1-2 do it 1-2
Koramangala FC.
Koramangala FC. Karthik live in Koramangala or? No,
I live in Whitefield. Yeah,
Whitefield, bro. नाम ही बना है. Yeah, WFFC. No, but he also put his name also, na Karthik Football Club, KFC. Zingers delivered home.
Nice. Very nice.
Thanks,
beautiful.
Thanks.
Well done. Yeah.
So with that, we will call it a night, call it a day, call it a week. This has been pretty long. It's only going to get longer, guys. So much football waiting us tonight, this weekend, the weekend after that, midweek. पागल हो जाएंगे यार. और इसी पागलपन के साथ आप दूसरे पॉडकास्ट भी सुनिए. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media. We're at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, which you totally should, out me on Instagram with your WhatsApp screenshots. I am at Fickleberry Hun on Twitter and on Instagram, which is Huckleberry Finn, but Fickle.
And I am Sapre on Twitter, SAPRE, and G Sapre on Instagram.
And I'm Ierant, which is IYERANT on Twitter and Instagram. This is Football Shootball. Recognize.
This is the amazing story of something awesome. Once Chuck decided to start a podcast, and so he did. The end. Okay, that was a crappy story. But I've got some really cool stories over at my new show, The Origin of Things. On this podcast, I look at the stories of how brands came into being and sometimes evolved out of quite unexpected circumstances. And to make it really fun, I reveal the name of the brand and sometimes a category only at the very end. The show is 5 to 7 minutes per episode and perfect for trivia junkies and brand nerds, especially those with short attention spans. New episodes out every Wednesday on IVM Podcast app or website or any podcast app or site that you happen to prefer. End of story, they lived happily ever after.
Janice, what do you think couples did before TV was invented?
I don't know, go for walks on the beach, long drives, fancy dinners, have more sex maybe?
But what did we do when we decided to move in together? We debated between the Chromecast and the Fire Stick.
We gave up on sleeping early so we could stay up watching true crime shows.
We got ourselves 3 cat babies.
And basically became the cutest couch potatoes around.
Okay then.
In case you guys still haven't got it, we are a TV crazy, Netflix loving, binge watching Mr. and Mrs.
I'm Anirudh Guha.
I'm Janice Sequeira.
And if like us, you snort TV for breakfast, lunch and dinner, this is the podcast for you.
Tune in every Thursday on the IVM Podcast app or wherever it is that you get your podcast from. This is
Mr.
and Mrs.
Binge Watch.